Hello, Prefam. Just making sure that everything's working. We are live. It's a beautiful thing. We'll see if anyone jumps on here. Mute the sound. Load the comments. Hello, hello. Welcome. What's up, Bob? You've been begging for a live stream? All right. So, I'm doing a live stream because I'm printing a few things and also working on the layout of my new shop. Enjoy it? I like it. That's true. Bob, you did ask for me to do it tonight. So, I'm going to show you the layout of the new shop, and there's going to be some secret stuff in it that you don't know about yet. So, enjoy that until the videos come live. But let me move my little tripod here. Well, this is not gonna work as well as I had hoped. We're gonna have to shrink it. What's up, Levi Apparel from Boston? Okay, so here's the old shop. This little rectangle here, and this is the new shop. So the new shop is 50 feet wide, 60 feet long. Basically this line, I'm not supposed to pass this line initially. The terms of the lease say that they're going to use this space for a little bit, but I can encroach. So this is what I need your guys' help with. We are building an office right here, so there's going to be the entrance door here. It's going to be a little office. I'm mainly going to use it as like a showroom area, so there will be apparel and signs and different things in there. Then you'll have a door into the warehouse right here, and then there's going to be a door into the bathroom somewhere here. To Print House, thanks for the donation. Greatly appreciate it. So, office slash showroom, bathroom. This is a bay door right here, and then there's a bay door right here. So again, this is actually a boat that's going to be parked there, and then they're going to have some other storage stuff. So I'm trying to figure out where to lay out all my equipment. So right now, this is the hybrid flatbed printer, which is one of the secrets. The Zoom F1612, which is the second secret. We've got Laminator, which that's a placeholder. I'd like to eventually get one. We've got the current HP Latex 315, the HP cutter, and the PC that would be connected to the Suma, but be able to run all of the printers and stuff right here. Then on this side of the shop, we've got the Konica. So we've got the Fiery, which is the PC, the Konica, the Duplo, the corner punch, the stack cutter, the new drill press. I guess that's kind of secret too. The work table, another work table, paper storage, white toner printer, cap and heat press, and another work table. I'm not in love with this layout, and there is a ton of wasted space. I would love to know what you guys would do. I am kind of at a loss I've tried moving this stuff over here and this stuff over here, and I would love to know what you guys would do. Would you not have some of the printers against the wall? Would you have them out in the middle? what would you do? Bob, I would love to sell their boat. That would buy more than just a printer. That would buy more things because it is a stupid expensive boat. But I guess it'll make a nice backdrop in the videos. Nick asks, is power an issue where equipment will go? So right now there's about 6 or 7 three-phase 220 on this wall. There's a bunch of 110 and 220 on this wall, and a bunch of 110 and 220 on this wall. So power is not really an issue. There's currently a wall that goes down the center, and that's going to have to go away, or it is going away, and there is some power that will either be just up high in the ceiling. So I am going to have to pay to change some power, but running power or getting power is not an issue. It is a commercial property that has 3-phase power, and yeah. The print house missed the size. It is 50 feet this way and 60 feet this way. So I guess, let me put some signs here so people can tell. Oh, it's not even on the screen. Scroll. So it's a generous size. It's way bigger than the current office. Again, the current office is this square right here. So it's enormous what size it is. This is 3,000 square feet. This is the space that I ended up deciding on. Yeah, Bob says he would love a copy. I will save this and I'll put it on my website so you guys can download it if you want to play with it. Let me do that. I'll save it as a PDF. That's just going to be an Illustrator PDF. Bob says he can get it all in a 10 by 10 room, which I'm highly doubtful because it's like the Suma will take up that much space. So let me upload it to the website here and I'll put it in the chat. But yeah, you guys are learning. You're learning some secrets. Vertical space, ceilings are probably 20 feet tall. So like the office is only going to be about 8 feet tall. So and it will be plywood on top. So I could put stuff on top of both the the office and the bathroom. Okay, so I just put it in the chat. Put Bob on the office. I like it. I'd have to build some stairs. Or we can give him a little ladder. But yeah, I just don't know what to do. It's so, like, that's why, like, the Roland that I bought is a hybrid, so it has the tables that go up against it. But that's why I have the arrow. I should probably add the arrow to the Suma, but that's what I'm trying to figure out is like, okay, if I print on the Roland and it comes off there, then it can go on the Suma. And if I print on the HP latex, I left the aisle to get to the Suma or to the 54 cutter. It's just so hard. It's so hard to know, but really the biggest concerns I have are the Suma and the Roland. The other stuff, well, and the Konica. The Konica, because I have to pay to move it, I want to like set it and forget it. Kind of like rotisserie chicken oven, like set it and forget it. If you know what I mean? But the like I said, the Roland I don't really want to have to move just because it's big. It can move, it's on wheels, and the tables are on wheels, and the Roland is only 110, so that's not my problem. The Suma is 3-phased, hard-lined, so that one I don't ever want to move, and the Konica I don't ever want to have to move because I have to pay for them. Bob, none of the machines need like true 360 access. The Konica, I'm supposed to have it be 2 feet from the wall because they need to be able to service it. Everything in the PDF that I put on my website that I linked is, it's 1 inch is 1 foot is how I set it up. So nothing truly needs 360. The Suma, really you just need the front and the back. The Roland, you just kind of need the front and the back, but you do need to be able to load ink and stuff, which is on the back side, but again, the tables fold. The HP's on wheels, so that's not a big deal to like kind of shift around, but it only needs front access. The 54 cutter only needs front access. The laminator, which I don't have and I'm not planning on buying right now, it would need front and back access. Like the drill, the round corner punch, the stack cutter, those just need front access. The Duplo needs both sides. The white toner is just can sit there. The cap and the heat press are going to be on wheels. The paper thing is a storage rack that I can store all the paper on. So my plan is, there's the PC over by the Konica. Here, I'll show you. It's probably easier to just show you. So this PC is the Fiery, so I figured it would control the Konica, the Duplo, and the white toner printer. And then this PC I have to buy, which will be a USB connection to the Suma, but then can be network connected to the cutter, the HP latex, and the Roland. And then my computer, I'll just be able to send files, or they'll pull them from the network share, or whatever I decide to do. So that's kind of that idea. The work tables are arbitrary. I just want a few. There can be more, there can be less. I only have one right now. And again, the office could have something on top of it, as well as the bathroom. I just would have to build something. Bob, funny you should say a foosball table. I actually was toying with the idea of wanting to put a hot tub in there. Because that would be awesome to be able to have a hot tub and just relax. Yeah, so Mike, I want to do the rolling table for like the cap press, the heat press. I may do that. Like the drill press I think comes with a stand. I haven't received it yet. The corner punch I'll probably put on a cart. The stack cutter I'll probably put on a cart. The PC has a cart. So what's up, Chicago stickers? Welcome. So I'll definitely use carts when I can, or like all the work tables will be on wheels so that they can be moved. Yeah, it's just, it's hard. Moving is hard. Moving is really, really hard. I want work tables. That's the biggest reason I'm moving, is the lack of work table. Because right now I only have one and I need more, and there's not enough space. But yeah, hot tub, a hammock, like a little nap area. Oh man, Mike, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. Levite Apparel, this is my space. I have the lease on it, and they're building the office right now. There will be some videos that come out about the office update. As soon as I'm done with this live stream, I'm gonna go see. There may be framing today, the office and bathroom. The supplies were delivered yesterday, but they might be framing today. Neil, the HPR would go where the big black box is, where the boat is sitting. That's where it would go, because the agreement for the space is that they can use that top section as a flex space while they're finishing their move, as well as storing some personal items. And then within 1 year, I will assume the full space. But most of it's mine now, and I could assume the full space now. I'm just trying to save a little bit of money, because it's going to cost me $1,000 to move the Konica, and I'm buying a few other toys. So Bob, I'm not going to have a forklift right now. They do have a forklift at the building, which I'll use to unload some of my purchases. Unless I get like super into flat, rigid stuff, then I may need a forklift or at least a pallet jack, which again, that's why I'm hoping that top section can kind of be some storage area once it's been a year and I've gotten used to things. But yeah, also currently the whole center section is opened up, and I've tried to leave a path to the Roland, at least the way that I've laid it out. But again, links to it are down in the description. Please go download it and play with it. It's an Illustrator file. It's 2 scale, 1 inch, 1 foot. Play, modify to your heart's content. I'm not looking forward to the moving. Nice. I'm glad that your new space is working out for you, Levite. So right now I'm not planning on being in the actual office. I think eventually I would like to build an office on top of the office. The office is likely going to be a showroom, so I could go and take calls in there. I think really the noisiest machine of the shop will be the Konica and the Suma. That's my guess. But I think eventually, because the ceilings are so tall, I would like to add some space above, maybe even where I have their section knocked out. I would love to build a mini theater, like a place that I can go and just watch a movie. One thing that's awesome about this office, there's no window there. Well, there's one window in the office, but there's no windows in the whole warehouse. So I want to build like a little theater that I can watch movies, and I think it would be fun. Maybe I should get a hot tub in the theater. That's what I should do, so that I could relax in the hot tub while I watch a movie. Neil, the move has not started yet. As you can tell, I'm still here. The new space is being built out. There are videos coming with some updates. Hopefully, though, I'll be moving by the end of the month, maybe the first part of next month. We'll see. I don't know yet. I'm gonna go check to see if they're framing today. But I do have some videos coming that explain all of it. Levi, it would be a bit of a man cave, but really just movies. Because that's one of my favorite things is watching movies. But, so, again, you guys can download it, play with it, send it back to me. My email is ttmakesomething@gmail. Yeah, that's all I really had. Do you guys have any questions? Whether it's about the shop, printing, equipment, anything else? I'll be here for a few minutes. Happy to answer questions. Ask away. Wayne, Derek and I have not posted any more podcasts. I may end up doing the podcast just on my own, but I haven't talked to him about it yet. But no, there have been no new podcasts lately. Any other questions? A hot tub next to each machine. I would need a little bit more space to do that, Bob. Thank you for that, Mike. I'll look forward to your email. To Print House, thanks again for the donation. Don't know if you're still here. If you're not following him, make sure you are. His shop is shaping up really nice, especially like the banners he just put on his tables. It looks really clean. Neil, definitely will. I'm trying to post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So today is a live stream instead of an actual video, but those are the goals. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Derek is definitely busy. Definitely busy. Bob, thanks for the donation. That's what we should do a water slide off of the office into, might as well, let's just cut the cement out and put a pool in. Let's just put a pool in. Might as well. Levi, are you getting CAD link for your white toner? No, I'm not doing CAD link, but I already have the rip and it allows you to do the holes. But no, I don't do that. Most of the stuff I do on the white toner is tiny and doesn't matter. Wayne says he arrived late. Why am I moving? I'm moving because my current space is too small. So I'll show the screen here. Okay, so this is my current shop, and this is going to be the new shop. I'm out of space. So part of the reason I'm out of space is I need more work tables, but I also bought a Roland hybrid, and I'm buying the Suma F1612. So I'm out of space. This is the old shop. It's roughly 40 feet by 12 feet, and the new shop is 60 by 50. So super out of space. Like even today, I needed to cut some PSA, and I had to clean off the table in order to use the cutter, and I had to find a place to put that stuff because the rest of the office is just a mess, and so I'm out of space. I want to continue to work and stay at home, but it's just not suitable, and the math to basically build a shop in my backyard versus renting while it's like throwing away money, I think my business will be able to grow a lot more, a lot faster. Like the Suma F1612 that I'm buying it's only available in 3-phase, so I'd have to get a phase converter, and you have a lot of other issues. So I just think the growth that I can have from being in a commercial space will be better than building something in my backyard. Plus I don't have to output a bunch of cash to be in a bigger space. So ideally, if everything aligned, this entire building that I'm renting 3,000 square feet. The entire building is 11,000. I would love to get to the point that I can buy the whole building. Like that would be the ideal dream scenario. Not necessarily that I would take over and occupy the whole building, unless I wanted to like put a real pool in there for fun, or I just got massively huge. Then I would like to buy the building and either continue to rent some other spaces or expand the print shop. So I think it'll work out really well. Wayne, I am not selling anything on Etsy right now. I took off all my listings. I just found that business cards, I was paying for advertising and I wasn't getting any return on my money because people just weren't buying them. So I even took down businesscardsonly.com and didn't renew the domain, and someone else bought it, and I'm sure it's like a porn website now because that seems to be what everything happens. So businesscardsonly.com is not mine anymore. Don't go there, don't shop there. I just found it wasn't worth it. So I would rather spend the time and money on local customers getting business than dealing with that. I think if I get into something like that again, it would probably be for t-shirts, like print on demand, where it's a very simple thing that has a huge return rather than business cards that have a tiny return. But you're right. I should just not buy the Suma and the Roland and just keep everything in that tiny footprint and just make it a water park. You guys can come. It'll be fun. Nauvoo works. What's the monthly net for the 3,000 square feet? It will, once I assume the full space, just rent will be $2,250 per month. So that's a lot. Etsy is tough, Wendy. I'm sure there are other niches like stickers that get a lot more return, but it is not as good. The print house makes $5 a week on his Etsy, so totally worth it. I could probably find $5 by going to the parking lot of like a car wash. My lease is not triple net. So they wanted triple net, but I negotiated none of that. So I am in charge of my rent and utilities. So it's not triple net, it's not double net. If I want tenant improvements, like they're building the office and the bathroom because it didn't have that. It's non-rentable without it. But if I want to do tenant improvements, it's my responsibility. But other than that, as long as I pay rent and utilities, there's no other fees. So I negotiated pretty good. That's true. You need a better name than Jiffy Prince, Wayne, but it's just not worth it to me. I don't want to spend the time. Commercial space is definitely difficult. This commercial space actually kind of landed in my lap. A family member owns the building and initially said I should rent it as a joke, and that turned into not being a joke. So I did look at a few other spaces before I confirmed that I wanted to do this, um, but that's also how I negotiated the non-triple N. But it'll either be really good that a family member owns the building or really bad. So far it's been okay. I don't have to sign a lease. We're doing month to month with at least 60, 90-day notice. I may end up like wanting some sort of agreement signed, but we'll see. They also didn't do credit checks. They didn't look at my P&L. They didn't want to see bank statements. So it was good in that sense that I didn't have to go through that whole like audit, so to speak, just to get the space. But it could be, like I said, either really good or really bad. And the rate change every month would be horrible. Definitely nepotism. Although I did try to negotiate lower rent, but that didn't work. But I was able to get away without having to do the taxes. So I was able, there's no CAM fees, no triple N, anything like that. So that was good. But again, my family member that owns the building is willing to sell it. They just want more than market value for it, which is completely understandable. Rent is where you make all your money when you own a building anyway. But the goal would be to, within a few years or more, to buy the whole building. Yeah, I negotiated that we wouldn't pay any taxes. That basically we're in charge of the space if we want to change it. But I flat out told them I wouldn't pay taxes. I said that's dumb. You're making a ton of money on the rent. I'm not paying your taxes too. You can take that out of the profit from your rent money. So they agreed to that. They will also plow the parking lot. So it should be a good little situation. Wendy, I'm moving some of it myself, and I'm not moving others. So really the one that I'm not moving is the Konica, because it's under a service agreement. Everything else I'm likely moving myself. If you want, down in the live chat there is a link that you can download the new shop layout. That I would love any feedback. There's a blue line with a black box. That section I'm not supposed to use because they're still going to use that space as I take it over, but I'm trying to fit everything kind of in the lower section. So if you have any feedback, you can download that and send it to me. It's true there's no negotiating if there's no lease, but I also am just going to give them a check every month, and I'm going to hand deliver that check every month. So that's my negotiation. Indoor garden above the office. The downside would be the watering. That would not be fun, but not a bad idea. Maybe I should bring some of the chickens to the office and have chickens there too. My wife wants to get a goat. Maybe I could get a goat that could eat the leftover paper. All right, any other questions related to printing, embroidery, the new space, anything else like that? If not, I'm gonna get in the car and go see if they went and they did any framing. Misting system probably wouldn't be too bad because the printers and stuff like higher humidity. I don't know if they like that high of humidity, but Wendy, there are two overhead doors, one in the bottom left and one in the top left. They're marked as little tiny rectangles. Bob's wife. Bob needs the 115 because you can make stupid money. I'll give you an example of a job that I sold today. It was a 8-foot by 6-foot print, and I printed it in two sections, two 4 by 6-foot sections. I sold it for $150, and it cost me $15 to produce. That included the ink and the media. That one job paid for the whole roll of media, and if you are leasing the 115, that one job would pay half the payment. So if you had 2 jobs a month like that, you made the payment. Everything else would be gravy. Bob needs a 115. 115, 315, they're all awesome. Plus, like the print house just said, banners, stickers, canvas, printed HTV. It is totally worth it. I want a second one. Eric, my utilization on the Kanka is like nothing. I use it very little, but it does pay for itself, and it is worth it because people pay a lot to have stuff done quickly. But my utilization is very low. I don't know what it is, but it's like for what it's rated to do and for how many hours I run it. Like I don't run it every day. I maybe run it every other day, and it's not usually very long. David, do I attend any printing conferences or any coming up? I would like to attend some. I wanted to attend Print United, but it didn't happen. I did attend the virtual one, but it wasn't that great. I'm looking forward to conferences starting again because I do want to go to some. Wendy, what about storage for paper and other items? I know that has been a struggle. So I have one, if you look in the thing, there's one rack that says paper, which is bigger than the one that I have now. And I probably will have 2 of them. Flat goods will probably go on top of the office for now. But I need to account for more. The drawing has 4 work tables and I only have 1, so that's not accurate. But I do need a little bit more for some storage. Mancraft 365 for double side. That is the one reason I would want the 365 is the double-sided banners. But I honestly don't do them very much, that I'm not sure it would be worth it. Although, if money didn't matter, I would want a roll printer for every media that I run. Banner, pressure-sensitive adhesive, magnets, canvas. Like, I would want a printer for every media type just because it would just be so much awesomer. Even though I don't print very much, I don't print enough, it would be awesome to have a printer for every media. Wendy, my showroom, I'm planning the office to be my showroom. Eric, I've considered a second salesman, but it's hard to find a salesman that is hungry enough to be commission only, or for me personally, I just don't have the funds to pay someone yet. I'd like to get to the point that I can hire a salesperson and do kind of like a pooling commission, but I'm not there yet. I'm not against it. Yep. Bigger wide format definitely needs 220. It's too bad that you can't get a 220 to where you are, Bob. So Wendy, I am planning all the work tables will be on wheels. Some of the smaller pieces of equipment like the cat press, the hat press, the corner punch, the drill, those will all be on wheels so that they can be moved or put in a corner and then moved somewhere to be used. So yes, everything is I'm planning on being on wheels so that tables can be arranged for projects or if things are coming in or pallets or things like that. All the work tables I'm planning on being on wheels. I might even make a platform for the shelf that holds the paper. I might make a platform so that that can go on wheels too. My brother did that for one of his carts like this one that I just bought, and it is super convenient. So I probably will end up doing that. But the big thing, the Konica I don't want to move, and the Suma. Once I place those, I want them to sit still. I don't ever want to deal with them again. So Bob's saying that he'll get the 115 now, and then when he can do 220, he'd get the 365. I would only get the 365 if you're going to print wide media and you really are going to do a bunch of double-sided. If not, I don't feel that it's worth it. If you're not going to print wider stuff, I'd still only get the 315. If you are going to do wider, then I would get the 335. I don't think the price difference for the 365 is worth the built-in like Oppo sensor thingy to do the calibration, and the double-sided is not really worth it unless you're going to do it a ton, because I like Derek, who has now sold his 365. He used that media calibrator once. So talking to him, it's like if I was going to do wider stuff, I'd get the 335. But if I'm only going to do 54-inch stuff, 315 all the way. Oh, I guess that's true. The 365 does have the ink catcher thing so that it can print porous stuff. So that, if you're gonna do fabrics and things like that, then that's where the 365 would be worth it. So that does make sense. I don't do that, so I haven't thought about it. I might do that if I had the 365, but yeah, there are a ton of models. Plus they just came out with the 700, 700W, 800, and 800W, which are the replacements for the 570. So lots of choices. I think right now I'm not ready to buy anything. So you can get the 700 and the 800 with white ink. I honestly wish that the 700 or 800 were like a hybrid, kind of like the 1000, but a cheaper version. That is cool to be able to reproduce fabric that's not available. That's really cool. Yeah, with the 315 and 335, you just have to have a fabric that has a backer, or your machine will get really dirty. And that's no good. No good at all. So, Bob, I look forward to your announcement of your 115. It's totally worth it. The 115 bundle would be nice. All right, any other questions, comments, concerns, rude remarks? You can cut out stickers with lasers. Wendy, I have nothing on UPSs right now. Um, I should, but I don't. Yes, the Hotronix always wants 20 amp, and they tell you not to use extension cords, but you can't even see it. I use extension cords. Works fine. That's probably what I would do, is have some extension cords. This building does have power up in the ceiling already too, that I could put some of those like ratcheting power things. Um, Levi, I was at one point thinking about getting a. This is all sorts of crooked here. I was thinking about getting a laser to do HTV, but part of like the company that was ordering a ton of HTV from me, they bought their own laser. Plus, they stopped doing a lot of HTV. I still want a laser, but now it's for leather patches, and cups and things like that. But the laser, the laser will probably happen. Just not sure when, but I do want one. You can cut vinyl, Bob. Or not Bob, the print house. You're just not supposed to. It could kill you. It's deadly. Wendy, thanks for that. I'm excited too. I'm super nervous, but it'll be good. And the print house, don't cut vinyl. I don't want you to die. Yeah, there's some. I have a couple videos coming out. You guys have already heard some of the secret news. Um, um, but yeah, I have videos about some of the updates, the shop updates, and if you guys don't have any more questions, then I'm gonna bug out of here and see if they're doing any more framing. So, any questions? Questions? Comments? Concerns? Rude remarks? Thank you. I need all the luck I can get. Okay. It can definitely be bad on the laser. Um, Levi, it's hard to get over the walls, and you just have to realize when you buy something, you have to be okay with buying it and not making any sales on it. You can't be dependent on the sales that you might get. You need to be able to cover it now. There's a lot of good money to be had, but it's buying the right products and knowing what's available and what's in your market. But it's definitely hard. Smuzzler, it's like Cam said the other day. I swear I turned the camera on and I just yawn. Like, I'm about to yawn right now, just thinking about it. Um, guys, the cost, honestly, the biggest cost you have on the HP latex is the ink and the media. I would say on average, my ink cost is 15 cents a square foot. When I calculate it in my cost, I calculate it as 35 cents a square foot. You can download the spreadsheets from my website. The media that I use is about 28 cents a square foot for the media, but everything is different. Banners different. You could buy cheaper. You could buy. See, look what you did. The other costs you do have print heads, you do have the maintenance cartridge, but really that's why I calculate my costs at 35 cents, because then that covers that usage. But really, it's for at least my market, what I can sell it for, it's dumb not to have one. It makes so much money. Like I said earlier in the stream, I sold a job for $150 that my cost, including the wear and tear of the print heads, including the wear of the maintenance cartridge, the cost of the media, and the cost of the ink, it was 15 bucks. So, Bob, I'll make a video on how to use my calculators. It's pretty simple though, um, but I'll make a video. I'll make sure I share it with you. But yeah, I think if you're a print shop and you don't have large format, you should get one. Just because it's so versatile in what it can do. But yeah, if you want, reach out to my guy Derek. I do get a commission if you buy the printer, but he is super awesome to work with. He might not be the rep in your area, but he can get you in contact with someone that is in your area. I think everyone should have one. I think it is a smart thing for any print shop to have, to be able to do all that stuff. So I just put Garrett's info in the chat. He sells, like, I'm buying my Suma from him, I bought my HP latex from him, and I bought my Keen Cut from him. He's been great to work with. Really, Levi, if you don't have the will to do the work, then there's not much you can do to get over that. It's a grind. It's like I have a video coming out saying I was not motivated to do the work, and I had to just make a list and get things done. Um, it's definitely it's harder than it used to be for me, because I depend on it on my income, and it's the only thing that pays my bills. And it's a grind and it's hard, and it's just a matter of saying every day I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna make it happen. And sometimes, sometimes I don't want to print something and I outsource it. And sometimes it's a little more expensive. Sometimes it's not. But sometimes I don't want to do the work itself to print it, package it, mail it out, when I can outsource it and they'll drop ship it right to my customer. I do that sometimes. So you have to find ways that you can be successful, to get over those hurdles. And it is true, like Bob said, once the money starts coming in, it does make it a little easier. Right now, I'm in that phase where, like, I'm making nothing, and it's hard, and it's hard to go to work, and it's hard to, like, why am I doing this? Why am I buying a Suma and a Roland when I'm hardly even paying myself? Why am I going more in debt on the business? And it's so that I can get to the point that I can do the projects I want. Like with the Suma alone, I can do shaped magnets. I can do Corplast with the Roland and the Suma. I can do foam core. I can do all that in house now, and that's what most of my customers want. They want something that can be turned around quick. And as much as I could, print it on PSA, buy a table, laminate it, and then cut it out. I just don't want to do that. That's why I bought the Roland, and that's why I'm gonna buy the Suma once I know when the space is available, because I want to bypass that phase of application, because that also requires more labor, and the more labor I have, the more people I need, the more expensive it is, and I'd rather spend the money, at least right now, on equipment than people. Daddy, you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoy it. I was actually talking to Bob on Instagram last night, and I was like, sometimes I don't know why I do the videos, because it's definitely not worth it monetarily, but it's worth it for you guys, and it's worth it for me to have this interaction. So I do appreciate that. Same goes to you. I'm gonna butcher this as easy lemmy, easy lemmy. I appreciate it. I'm glad you got your print shop open. Best of luck to you. Eventually, Levite things will get easier. And usually that ease comes to either like having some automation up or having the ability to have people help you or do more for you. So money also helps. Money makes things easier. Santiago, that's awesome. Sign shop in the garage. The garage is a great place to start. I'm honestly sad that I'm leaving mine. I usually in the morning I kiss my wife. I say, I'm going to work. I hope the commute's not bad. And it's just funny to me because it's a few steps out into the garage. Now I'm going to have to actually drive to work every day. I don't know how I'm going to handle that. Yeah, I can see how providing like outsourcing can cause problems. But the same thing can happen if you have employees and they don't catch something or you don't catch something in the print. And I think it's more important how you react to any issues um, than it is necessarily messing up. Because a lot of times mess ups are like you can get through it, and there will always be mess ups. And so I think it just depends on kind of how you react to it, not necessarily that there are problems. But I do like that I can turn things around quick. And people will usually pay, honestly, thanks to Amazon, they will pay to have something done quick. Even though Amazon is usually cheap. So it's kind of ridiculous to say that, but Mike asks if I have any plans to offer DTG services. I might end up doing wholesale DTG. I may have the opportunity to get a DTG, but I'm not sure. It definitely would require a lot of work, which I don't know if I'm ready for. DTG is they require a lot of maintenance. Alfredo asks, is it a good idea to start a t-shirt business right now? Go for it. T-shirts, if you look at my sales for the year, t-shirt is my number one product. Well, no, it's my number two product. Promotional products is my number one. T-shirts is number two. But that's only because I got a really big promotional products order. I'm making a ton of money on shirts right now. And the hardest thing I have right now is inventory, getting the shirts. But yeah, I'd start a t-shirt business. Whether you're doing it with like white toner, heat transfer vinyl, heat transfer or screen printed heat transfers, finding a contract screen printer, doing screen printing in-house, I think t-shirt business is a great business to start right now. There is definitely, like the print house says, there is a lot of competition with it. But if you find the right people, then like you can make money in anything. Like find a niche, find a thing. Like I do a ton for the high school. I do a ton for small businesses. Like I got a random phone call yesterday from some guy that wants one hat. Like he's gonna pay like $75 for it, but he's gonna be happy, and he already has agreed to the price. So there's ways to make money. the The commute to the new place won't be too bad. It's only 5 minutes from my house, but I still have to get in the car. the one pro and con is that I won't be able to just walk out in the garage and work. Like today is Saturday, and I needed to come out and do a few things. In the future, if I need to do a few things, I have to go to the office, which won't be as convenient. But at the same time, it will also stop me from going as often to do some work late at night. So it'll be good and bad. Mike, right now, the newest printer I brought was a Roland LEJ 640. So that's coming here in the next few weeks. It's a bank repo that I bought. Bob, I get it. Cancel culture. That's how everything is. Levite says go DTF. Lots better, less maintenance. You should go watch Uncle Ernie's video about DTF. He disagrees with you on the maintenance side of things. So I think DTF is still yet to be known. I wouldn't put all your chips in that basket yet. Way to go. Way to easy, Leamy. I hope I'm saying that right. Way to go, work your butt off to do the phone cases and then get the latex combo and engraver. That's awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, Bob found an awesome niche in the toy collectors. So, Bob and Bob's wife, buy a latex. It will be worth it. Stickers, awesome. It's, I also, yeah, Cortina Productions, you can also do printed heat transfer. Bob, DTF is direct to film. So it is kind of a hybrid between direct to garment and screen printed transfers. Typically it is, I'm not even sure what type of ink it is, but it is a film that you print the ink on and then you run it through the adhesion powder just like you do most screen printed transfers. It is supposed to have better flexibility, better washability than like white toner and other things. But it's kind of new, so I think it needs some time. Bob, don't play jokes on me, Bob. Neil says his shop is 1.5 miles and he walked. I've actually thought about maybe walking to work every once in a while. The downside is I would have to keep a car there because sometimes I have to go places. So that would be the downside. Santiago, thank you. The new building will be good and bad and great and horrible and good and ugly and all the emotions. Mike, I think the 115 is a good little printer. I put Garrett's information. You can reach out to him and buy one. I do get a commission if you do. If you can, though, I would get the 315 over the 115. I did write an article on my website. Basically, the biggest difference is the ink is a little bit cheaper, and if you're running multiple jobs of the same profile, it can print all of the jobs at once without having to stop between each job to cool down and then reheat back up. It allows for continuous printing. And again, the ink is a little bit cheaper. Not a ton, but it is cheaper because the 115 only has 400 milliliter cartridges. But like in the situation of Bob only has 110 available. The 115 is 110 versus the 315 jumps up to 220. So if you can, I would do the 315. But the 115 is a good option. If you do reach out to Garrett, he can answer a bunch of questions or connect you with a local sales rep. Again, I do get a commission, but don't feel obligated. But he is who I bought mine from, and highly suggest him. I also bought my King Cut, and I'm buying my Suma from him. It's true. The 115, 315, they come with the rip, which just saves you money, and it's good. Lots of pluses. Good to know. I didn't know the 115 was 220 without the 110 stacker. I didn't buy it. I just was told. So thank you for that information. So Levite, the Roland that I bought is a hybrid UV flatbed. So it will do all of that stuff. And it is only 110, which was surprising to me. But the Roland should be pretty sweet. Okay, any other questions? Munir, it is a Roland UV, so it's the LEJ 640. It is used as a bank repo. From what I've been told, the story is the customer had it on a lease. They decided not to renew their lease, or they finished their lease and decided not to pay. Their lease was a 10% buyout versus like my leases are a $1 buyout. They decided not to do the buyout, and so the bank repoed it, and I bought it. Mike, I have a spreadsheet that I use to calculate all of the costs. So for stickers and banners, I take all of the costs and combine them, and then I take that number. So if that number was 10, I times it by 2, and that's my profit. So my profit would be 20, so I would charge 30. So if it cost me $10 to produce, I sell it for 30. Munir, the UV printer will have more maintenance. So it will have, from what I understand, daily, weekly, and monthly maintenance that I will have to do. So it will be a bunch of getting used to. It will not be fun, but it does flatbed, which is what I want. What I really, really want. Mike, if you would like the spreadsheet, I will send it to you for free. You can also support me by buying it from my website, Time to Make Something. But you can also, like I said, email me, ttmakesomething@gmail.com, and I'll send it to you for free. DBO, do I still use the Uninet? Yes, but only for specific things. Small, short run t-shirts. I mainly do like left chest, hats, sleeves with the Uninet. I don't do big full fronts or things like that. I don't think the washability is there, but for small stuff, I think it's great. I've not had any customers complain. I'm not aware of how expensive the bulbs are for my Roland. I do know that it is the LED bulbs. I do know the print heads are about $550 a piece to replace, and there's 6 of them, so hopefully they will last a while. Sleeves, I usually use a piece of cardboard. So I usually will take a piece of cardboard, cut it out to be kind of like a platen, because they're difficult. I do want to get the sleeve platen for my Hotronics. DBO, if I'm doing a full front, I will sometimes do white toner. I don't like to, but I'll usually do printed HTV, or depending on quantity, I'll screen print or by transfers. It just kind of depends. If it's a small thing, then I will do white toner if I have to, or printed HTV. Yeah, the new Roland is definitely going to be a learning experience. So I don't have a sublimation printer in-house yet. I would like to get the Epson. I don't remember what model number it is. But I buy it from someone who has a like 42-inch Epson when I need it. Mike, on my website, timetomake-something.com, on the resources page, there is a section where I list websites that have used equipment for sale. Munir, I'm not sure what FlexSoft is. I'm sure it's just a brand of HTV, would be my guess. I use Caesar EasyWeed the majority of the time. I do have a couple of Stahl's HTV products. Neil says the 6370 for the Epson. Let's see if that's what it is. That's probably the printer my customer, or the person I buy my stuff from, but that's not the one that I want. The one that I want, I think, is just 24 inches wide. You can buy it from Todd, who's my Melco rep. Which I also get a commission from. No obligation, but it does help me want to make the videos. Let's see. Printing. Where is it? I don't know what it is. Made that full screen. That's probably the 570. Yes. That's the one I want. Is the Epson F570. Because it's a small footprint, but it does big enough for the things that I need. My main press is the Stahl's Fusion. It is 16 by 20. So the printed HTV, I tried Stahl's and that didn't work for me. I tried Specialty Material, that didn't work for me. I tried Caesar and that didn't work for me. The only printable HTV that I could get to work on the HP latex was from Grimco, their Brightline Turbo Print. So that's the only stuff I could get to work. I was so mad too, because it's like right when I bought the printer and I spent so much money and none of them would take it back. I was ticked that I spent hundreds of dollars on printable HTV that didn't do me any good. But again, landed on the Brightline stuff. It's right there. Works wonderful. Brightline Turbo Print something. Sweet. Well, any other questions before I bounce? and go check to see if they're doing framing on the new space. The bright line on hoodie as well. Yep, no problems. Done lots of hoodies. That was actually the first project I did, was a hoodie with it. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, Bob and the Print House, for the donations. Very kind of you. And definitely, Neil, I will go live more. Probably do it about every few weeks is probably the current standard. But definitely will go live more. Stay tuned for a new video on Tuesday. And thanks for tuning in today. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button before you leave, and I appreciate you being here. So, no more yawns today, Levi. I think I got them all out. But thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. Print fan. No, you won't. Always Learning Brightline is for their printed stuff, is a warm peel. So not hot, not cold, warm. But their other stuff is a hot or cold, I believe. I know Caesar is hot or cold, but I always do hot. Look at him. I think I'm really going this time. Any last questions? My finger's going to the end recording button. According to my screen, I'm touching it, but I'm really far away. Okay. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. We'll see you on Tuesday.